Pennsylvania is a bellwether state that has played a key role in past elections up and down the ballot, including in 2016 and 2020.
We're going to win Pennsylvania because of you.
This is the state that will save the American dream.
The state is considered a microcosm of America, with urban, suburban, and rural communities represented at the ballot box. We're here on the ground talking with voters and candidates about the issues that could play a deciding role on Election Day.
Any one of us could do the ABCs right down to Z on everything that this Biden administration, the crises they've caused, right? A, Afghanistan. B, borders. C, crime. D, deficits. E, energy crisis. F, let's go Brandon. I knew you'd like that one.
We have a responsibility to our children, and we have a responsibility to ourselves to make our Commonwealth stronger, to protect our democracy, to protect our fundamental freedoms, and to create some real opportunity for all.
Our country is at stake, and we live in the greatest nation on earth, and we are at the crossroads of determining the future for future generations, and we have to win this election. It's not we want to win, it'd be great if we won. We have to win.
While the economy, like in other elections, is a chief issue this campaign season, Democrats have zeroed in on talking about abortion access after the overturning of Roe v. Wade in June, while Republicans have gone on the offensive about rising prices, inflation, crime, and the flow of migrants at the southern border.
Remember there was a guy named Donald Trump that was the president about 22 months ago? I remember gas was $2 a gallon. Do you remember that? I remember an economy that was on fire. Do you remember that? Yes. And I remember somebody that was committed to stopping the illegal immigration that is killing our country.
Well, that's the message I hear every day from the voters when I'm out talking. Inflation is killing them. The cost of groceries, the cost of home heating oil. You heard me say home heating oil in Honesdale, Pennsylvania, $5.79 a gallon. Senior citizens are having a hard time heating their home. It's $1,000 each full up. That's happened because of Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, and my opponent, Matt Cartwright. Their votes, $6 trillion of spending, have spurred inflation. Going after American energy, it's spurred inflation. We need to change our country. We're in a ditch. We need to get out, and change is coming on November 8th.
But Democrats are also working these issues into their messaging.
We need to make sure those kids have safe communities to live in too, and I want to work with Mandy to invest more in policing in our state to make sure that every single child has a safe community to live in. And you heard from Mandy before, we have to invest in growing our economy, in creating thousands of green energy jobs of tomorrow, which we can do without sacrificing the jobs of today, by making sure that we raise wages and give our small businesses a better opportunity to succeed. How about we raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour finally? Look, I think Pennsylvanians care about good schools, safe communities, an economy that's going to lift people up, and they also care about defending their fundamental rights and freedoms, including the right to be able to govern decisions over their own bodies, and the right to vote, the right to marry who they love. All things that Doug Mastriano couldn't be more extreme and more wrong on. So yes, I think people care about the quality of their kids' education, and they care about their fundamental rights. I think they can care about both things at once, and I'm someone who's trying to both protect people's freedoms and create opportunities for them as well.
Welcome to Debate Night in America. The stakes tonight could not be higher, not only for the Keystone State, but for the country.
And let's also talk about the elephant in the room. I had a stroke. He's never let me forget that. And I might miss some words during this debate, mush two words together, but it knocked me down, but I'm going to keep coming back up. You know, if you believe that the choice of your reproductive freedom belongs with Dr. Oz, then you have a choice. But if you believe that the choice for abortion belongs between you and your doctor, that's what I fight for. Roe v. Wade, for me, should be the law.
I want the federal government involved with that at all. I want women, doctors, local political leaders, letting the democracy that's always allowed our nation to thrive, to put the best ideas forward so states can decide for themselves.
Democrats in Pennsylvania and across the country have seized on Oz's comments at the debate about how abortion should be kept a state and local issue after Republican Senator Lindsey Graham proposed a federal abortion ban. John Fetterman addressed those remarks in his first public appearance after the debate here in Pittsburgh.
Oz might be a joke, but I don't believe any one of us finds it very funny, because abortion is on the ballot. And again, he believes that local political leaders should be the one making that choice, not a woman between her and her doctor. I have always stood for those rights, and I will always fight for them. We need to pass the minimum wage and raise it. I hope no one here has to live on $7.25 an hour. You know, we all believe that there's all dignity in all work, but there must be dignity in every paycheck. We all deserve that. That is part of the American bargain.
We are in Jefferson Township. We've been here for 30 couple years. Yeah, there's issues here. Cost of fuel. It put a strain on a lot of guys this summer. And right now, you know, everybody needs heating oil, diesel fuel, off-road fuel. It's pretty much the same thing. So it's putting a lot of hurting on people. I don't like Fetterman, so I'll probably end up voting for the doc. I was listening to him last night some, and Fetterman just doesn't seem like he's altogether there. You know, whether it's because of that stroke or what, but it just didn't seem quite right to me. I think the majority of people here is going to go with Oz.
But just down the street, another dairy farmer is supporting Fetterman, who has made appeals to rural voters in the state's conservative enclaves.
We are in the highlands of Pennsylvania. It's a wonderful place to live, and the people here, as far as helping their neighbors and taking care of everybody, there's no place on earth I'd rather live. As a lifelong Republican, I've always voted for the best person. John is that person. He's a person I can trust. He's a person who knows Pennsylvania. He's not moved here from another state and decided he's going to grace us with his presence. He has a long history. Do I agree with everything he says? No. Probably 85, 90%, which is as good as I agree with my wife, so we're good. In the agricultural community, there are few Democrats in Pennsylvania, but my philosophy, once again, is you vote for the best person. And the politics today have gone so far askew that the Republicans of 20 years ago are nowhere close to being the Republicans of today. I'm not sure either party has done a real good job of appealing to rural voters. They go wherever they can get the most votes the quickest.
Midterm elections have traditionally been a referendum on a president's first 2 years in office, but this year especially, due to the state of the economy and the social and cultural divide, and will determine the balance of power in state capitals across the country, as well as in Washington, D.C.